sad news happened overnight. It's really sad that we're going to be talking about it. Insecurity is still a major issue across the country, and with that, we're also going to be talking about. There's a lot of gist from the electoral bill that has been going on. We know that the bill had been passed already by the House of Representatives. We're waiting for the Senate for then to harmonize and then send for assent. Even the INEC had talked about how they needed that bill to move quickly. So there are definitely updates from it. The bill has passed the third reading, and we're going to be breaking it down. There's quite a number of people that have had quite a number of things to say about the bill. We're going to be talking about that. I think that we're also talking about Nnamdi Kanu. There's a lot of court cases, update from court cases. I think his case is officially filed an appeal. We're going to be talking about that. There are more updates coming from the Diezani trial that is happening in London as well, and a few other things. There's a lot of gist coming from sports and even international news. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show with us. My name is Dolupo, and with me in the studio today is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Boom Bar. Let's go.
Okay, sorry, I need you to move a bit. So it's a very not very nice note that we're going to start on today. It was really sad news. I think last night when we heard about the news coming from Kwara State and how there's been a lot of back and forth. 70 something people died, 100 people, 162 people. The honest truth is, I think that even if one person died, that was enough. There's also been a lot of talks. Well, updates from that is that the president had ordered troops to be deployed there. The governor had actually gone with the service chiefs to the town. I think that was as yesterday. He had gone there himself. But there's been a lot of talk. I think the village head had an interview where he had talked about how he had called at about 5 p.m. that they used to have a military base there until there was an attack on them and they left, and there was nothing else that happened in that town for months until this attack now. The man also talked about how the attack started around 5 p.m. and the troops did not come until 3 a.m. when these terrorists had already wreaked havoc on the town.
It's a very, very sad situation. Like you aptly put it, too many lives were lost in a situation where they could actually have been prevented. We are going through a tough period as a nation. It's been going on for too long. Sadly, the global events do not help this sad situation. There are too many mad people with access to guns and military grade weapons, and they seem to want to use them no matter how. One of the things that I want to point out is how these criminals had too much time to operate.
Yeah.
Talks of them being there for about 10 hours or thereabout, unverified. Yep. But yeah, people, eyewitnesses have said that they were there for that long. Is disheartening. We've already talked about a rapid response system where the military would have outposts, and sad thing is, it was pointed out just in the intro that they were there before and they were attacked and they left, and you were there to protect people who are not, as powerful as you are. So if you leave after being attacked, what hope do they have? One of the things that I want us to really look at, and I want the Nigerian government to look at, is I noticed that there's an onslaught now. There's this new drive to, quell this madness from all these splinter groups and all these crazy Islamist groups, because they're majorly Islamist groups. One of the things that they need to do is a lot of counterintelligence and all of that. I'm wondering why, really and truly, we don't get a heads up in some. That there's a way you'll be able to get information and prevent some of these things from happening. We can't always be reactionary.
Yeah,
deploying troops. Is either we are there as an outpost, we're patrolling in the air and on the ground, or we are preventing it from even happening in the first place. We should really be setting them up, and there should be ambushes and all sorts of things where they walk into traps thinking that they are going to get these people while we get them as a country. I know the Nigerian military is stretched. I know they are doing a lot, but we need more. Okay, say what you want.
I was going to say that I was going to point out a few things with this incident. The first thing is that you wonder how even the village head was talking about the military and nothing about the police.
Yeah, because here we're not talking about
it's almost like
petty crime and all of that.
But that's not, the police is just non-existent.
No, the police is existent, but they need this level of military firepower to combat these guys. These criminals that we're talking about, they're not your regular bike stealing, estate raiding criminals. We're talking about people who carry they carry RPGs and the rest.
I also wanted to.
If you're going to ask the police to do that, then you have to upgrade the police to that level, where they also have APCs and all of that can go head to head and toe to toe with these criminals. Look, I saw a video last week, and funny enough, I'm not sure there was a statement by the military. And one of the smartest things I've learned in security is that you don't give exposure to these criminals. Do you understand? But I saw a disturbing video of this. It's actually out there on social media. It's on Twitter and all of that. And these criminals were all over the place in a bike, attacking a military establishment. So I've not verified, but I've not heard from our people yet. And these are the things that we're talking about. The fact that they were able to penetrate that base, the Air Force, it's an Air Force base, and they were able to destroy planes on the ground and do a lot of things. These are the things. I'm not here to castigate the military. I'm not. I praise them a lot because I know they are doing a lot. And like I mentioned, they are stretched. We know that. They started recruiting. The police too. They just recruited like some hundreds of thousands of people. Now they want to recruit another batch into special forces. I know, you get. But those are more like long-term goals and targets. I'm saying in the immediate, what we have is what we use, and we have the military. We deploy them, but especially into these places where they're becoming volatile. Kwara is fast becoming a theater of war, like the Northeast.
Yeah, we hear a lot about it. However, I also wanted to point out there was something that the governor had talked about, I think, where he was at the emir of the town's palace, where he had talked about how apparently what happened was these people are supposed to be extremists, and they had killed, the people that were killed were Muslims, and because they did not agree with their extremist thoughts or thought process or their way of life, and that's why they were killed.
Yeah, it's what we've said all along. That's why I even didn't want to dwell on it, but I'm glad you brought it up. It's actually facts that what we're facing is religious extremism that does not spare Christians or Muslims. Now, the town is predominantly Muslim. The people that were killed are virtually all Muslim, and we're talking about over 80 of them. Do you understand? Now, the people who have agenda, they have not carried this story the way they carried the other Christian agenda stories. You get? And that's why I say now, for these 80-something people and counting, what about their families? How do they feel when people just downplay their own pains and their own reality, rather than always speak out the religious aspect of things, let us always work together to really stop this.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
there is because they won't stop until we work together and we're able to get them out.
Because the truth is, whether you call it Christian, there is a security issue that needs to be sorted, and it needs to be sorted fast. It's sad because as much as we don't want to call it that, you hear some of these things in the Northeast, but it's even sad. You don't even hear that kind of thing in the Northeast anymore these days. But our thoughts, our prayers are with the people in that town, and I really, really, really hope that the army does a lot more with intelligence and they quell these kind of things before people die. I think that's it for me. It's just a very sad one. On another note, in Kaduna State, the Kaduna governor had announced that, remember the worshippers that the police had come out to say, oh, nothing happened in the town, before they came back to say, oh, something happened in the town. So the governor had come out to announce that the Office of the National Security Advisor and the DSS had successfully rescued 82 kidnapped victims from Kajuru.
It's a big one, honestly. That's a massive one there. When this happened, the military actually said that they were going to bring them back. Then in the morning we heard that some people had come back. Apparently they had gone into hiding and all sorts, you get. And now 82 or so, Abby.
Yeah,
that's a lot, and it shouldn't have happened, but that it happened and they're able to bring them back alive is also very important. It's the same scenario it's the same words with the Kwara issue that we just treated now. I really just hope that we can step up our game big time. Nigeria is investing a lot in a lot of military hardware and all of that. But again, this is not just on the military now. This is on the populace, the people. These people are not ghosts. They have informants also amongst you. They have people who supply them food,
they eat,
materials,
they travel,
medicals, and all of that. And it is through this kind of people that we should be able to track them. Again, to the IT people, to the techie people, I know that there are satellite phones that people do things and all, but some of these guys still use regular GSM networks and all of that. Can we track their IPs? There should be something that we can do. There should be something that we can do. Nobody is actually invisible if you use technology, and these people do. Especially the more criminal ones, at least these ones. Some of them are about religious extremism, but there are some other groups that are all about money. Those ones are kidnapping just to make money, and those are the ones that you see flaunting their ill-gotten wealth on TikTok and all of that. There should be a way to track these people down.
Okay.
Collectively.
So let's move on quickly from that, and let's go on to very interesting news where the federal government has announced that they're discontinuing road tax credits, saying that projects must follow appropriation. So basically, what they're saying is that if you are not, every single road has to go through appropriation. Before, there were things called road tax credits that you do it, and then maybe in subsequent budgets you'd get paid. So what federal government is saying is that there's no need for all that drama anymore. That probably what causes some people not getting paid and all that. So basically, anything that is not in the appropriation bill, that is not in the budget, is not funded. Simple and short.
All right, let's see how it works, if it solves the problem.
Sounds okay to me. Like, really and truly, it's better to pay for something that's already been approved. Really and truly. Just wanted to put that out there. Now let's go on to electoral matters. First things first, the Electoral Amendment Bill has passed its third reading in the Senate. We know that the Electoral Act is the Senate that we're waiting for. The House of Reps had earlier passed it. Now, and we know that one of the major issues from last week was the electronic transmission of results, which was like causing a bit of back and forth. But they've officially now passed the bill now. However, they are retained the provision of the result transmission. One of the major things that was happening or that was causing a bit of back and forth was that they wanted to one of the provisions that they was going to change was that there was supposed to be an immediate and mandatory transmission, electronic transmission of results.
Okay.
Now the Senate is saying that they're maintaining status quo, and that provision, which was in the old thing, it wasn't like there couldn't be electronic transmission, but that rests solely on the purview of INEC if they want to electronically transmit the results immediately or not, instead of making it mandatory. This particular clause has now gotten a lot of people talking.
Okay.
So a lot of people are saying that because they don't want accountability, that's why they do not want the results to be electronically transmitted compulsorily.
Immediate electronic transmission or transfer of results has always been a thing, but it's not mandatory. And the reason why is that because you need to have options. I know most of the times they've talked about how technology fails and how some parts of Nigeria are still not covered when it comes to the internet and all of that, which is what they need to do this immediate transfer and all of that. However, there are 774 local governments. There are over 300,000 polling units, right?
I can't.
Yeah, I know we used to have those numbers here. Yeah. You get. And the reason why I'm bringing out those numbers is that every political party that's contesting an election in Nigeria is supposed to have a presence in every ward. You're supposed to have a presence in every local government, which means because in the wards there are going to be several polling units.
176,000, not 300,000.
Thank you. Okay, so why I said 300,000 is that you need two. Yeah, now I get why I was using that figure. 176,000, right, times 2 is the number of people that each party requires to ensure that they are represented at every polling unit. It's the Nigerian way, it's the system. So why I'm saying that is that at this level, if you're going to elections and you don't have a situation room and you don't have 2 officers in every polling unit who are relaying to you real time your results, you get what you need INEC for is the ratification of what your people have sent in. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you need. And that's why the last elections, when the aggrieved political parties went to court, they didn't go with numbers to say, oh, we have this number everywhere and INEC gave us that. They went chasing shadows and saying all sorts of things. You know why? Because they cannot prove that they had agents in every polling unit. Now, any political party, including the APC, that does not have over 300,000 people working for them on that election day is not ready.
Yeah.
So, whether they relay it electronically or not, whether results are relayed electronically or not, if you do not have the machinery in place to collate your own results.
So I think what some of these opposition is saying is that if it is uploaded immediately, then maybe there is not a need for so many people or agents to be at the polling unit.
Have they said that? Have they said
no,
that?
I've seen a few people say.
Okay. Who is saying it? I would like to take those kind of people up.
Of course.
Okay, so it's fine. Okay, I get what they're saying. And before they say that, I have said this. Technology or not, even what I'm saying is also technology based. You need your agents on ground. It's a standard practice in Nigerian elections that at every polling unit you are represented.
So you know the funny thing for me is that for that thought process, the problem is that if you don't have agents on ground, even if they electronically transmit the results, how are you sure what was transmitted was not doctored before it was transmitted?
Even with agents on ground? Or what
No. If you don't have agents on ground, and you're waiting for the upload,
exactly.
How are you sure that it has not been doctored before it was uploaded?
Exactly.
So I don't understand. I might be wrong. Yeah, people can have their way of thinking, but I think that a lot, and this is reminiscent of what happened in 2023, what happened in 2019 at times, and even what happened as far back as 2015, is that I think that most Nigerian political parties that are in the opposition like to chase shadows. Why I say so is, can we be realistic? How are we saying categorically that if these things are transmitted online immediately, there will not be election malpractice? And I'm not saying that APC does it or anything. We know that every election, all political parties, everybody gets arrested from time to time and all that. You know, you hear a lot of all that, and it's not even hearsay. It's literally all over the place during elections, state, presidential. I think one of the major ways, or one of the foolproof ways that you can use to stem that tide, other than getting your people to vote, is that having people that will monitor this voting. That's the only way that you're sure. So, and I was looking through Twitter today, and someone had said that and posed a question, and nobody really gave a proper answer, where so people should name 3 countries where it is completely mandatory to transmit results online immediately. It's not possible. And I think that what the person was trying to break down is that, like you had said, even if it's just the idea of technology itself, we've even seen how PVCs that are supposed to be mandatory for us to vote, how those PVC machines have failed in some places. So are we saying categorically, and I think that another thing that maybe we should really happen, which is already in the law anyway, and maybe monitor more, is the PVC machines. Why I said so is because with PVCs, you can determine if you there's some level of accreditation process that goes on with that. It's the number of voters that have been accredited that should be the total number of votes. That, I feel that is even a better way to monitor what is going on. That is a more foolproof way than waiting for results to be. Anything can be done before it was signed. Anybody can be paid to do anything. Even there are some other agents from other parties that can be paid off to look the other way, and then they are doctored even before it gets online. So how are we 100% sure that is the solution to Nigeria's election problems?
What we need, and is what we already have, is an hybrid system, basically, where there's technology and of course there's manpower. There's the human angle to things, and that's what we already have. That's what already exists. What you do is to guard yourself, to ensure that what they bring is what you have. And again, we still don't have political maturity in Nigeria. Too many politicians are always manipulating the system. Not even about rigging now. It's about you knowing, look, okay, you want to be president. Your party is promoting someone for president. And your membership, because every party has a membership, is not as much as maybe the 3 biggest parties. You're already at a disadvantage. Now, it doesn't mean you cannot win from the political party members. It just means that those people are ahead of you already. They have a head start. The APC already has about 7 million or so registered people now. This is their new membership drive. They're getting all their people to register online and all of that. You know, as at a couple of days ago, they already have 7 million. The PDP, there was a time they said they had about 30-something million. I doubt that now. I doubted it then anyway, so I still doubt it more now. Also, with the APC's numbers, I felt they were exaggerated. But now there's no hiding place for them, because you also need to provide those information to INEC.
Yeah.
Now, all I'm trying to say in essence is that of that number, can't you pull your resources beyond even contributions, financial? I'm talking about human resource now. That I'm talking about people who you can deploy, you know, canvassers and all of that. If you do not have presence in all those places, then you are not ready for the elections. It's even better than that all the opposition parties merge, you know. But you know, politicians don't think that way. Their own is, I would rather run it by myself and get what I get. You know, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose.
It's interesting.
So this is where the issues will lie. And what I said about politicians is that the reason why I said what I said is that they're already crying wolf.
Yeah,
it's a deliberate thing. No matter what happens in the next elections, they will still go to court.
And so see, my problem with it is that you're already crying wolf. And again, pardon my naivety, if you're already crying wolf now, meaning that you have already what's the word now? You've already given up. That's the way it sounds.
You have conceded.
You've already conceded. So why go to the elections? Do you understand my point? Like, what's the point of going to elections if you feel that, oh, these people are already killing me? Why am I okay? Give me an exam now. I'm writing that exam with the hope in mind that I'm going to win that. I'm going to pass that exam. If I already feel that I'm going to fail, so what's the point? Why? It's a waste of time. Let them give me the 0, and someone that got 20%, a that got 0, we are all going to get F anyway. So politicians, do you understand? Politicians so what exactly is the point?
Politicians don't think like that, and I understand why they also don't think like that. INEC has announced that they are going to do a revalidation of voters, and I think it's long overdue. And what that basically means is that the 96 million plus or whatever that they have in their database will either go up or go down.
Yeah.
You know, people have died. People have relocated out of Nigeria. Some people will not be interested in the process.
People have, grown.
Yeah, and there are more people that have turned 18,
past 18
since the last general one. So whatever happens, the numbers will change. So the reason why a person will still go into an election is with the hope that, okay, for instance, let's say APC has 20 million registered voters. Let's say ADC has 20 million registered voters. Let's say PDP has 20 million registered voters. A non-member of those parties that is contesting can still win, because that's 60 million votes. And there's still a 30-something million out there. And those 60 million will not come together. They are all going to fight it out. Do you get? So they cannot come together and say, oh, we have 60 million, nobody can beat us. Yeah. You get? So that's why some people will still come out to say,
oh yeah,
I want to be president.
It makes sense. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I don't have a problem with
talking about the naysayers. I get you.
Is the story and all the noise all the time and all the crying wolf and the defeatist attitude. Oh, they have already started it. Oh, they've already. If you are going to do all that, then don't waste our time. There's no point.
Well, it is what it is. So Nigerian parties, get ready for business. And when we say business, we mean look at what the constitution requires and make sure you fulfill it.
Exactly. And please, can we, for the first time, I know that is a long shot. I don't think it's going to happen. But please don't let's go to court after elections over rubbish.
Forget it.
Because
the lawyers are ready.
I think that 2023, if we go back to if you followed the court process after 2015 and 2019 elections, there were proper, in my own books, there were proper arguments, even if it was from the PDP or, do you understand that? You're like, okay, compared to 2023, where before the case was determined, even just us that are not lawyers, everybody could see that this is nonsense that you people are doing. If you're going to go to court, please don't let's waste time and money over nonsense.
What if they go to court and win?
Over nonsense?
Yes.
No.
It's you calling it nonsense.
But we called it was
it's
right here.
It's well within their rights.
I'm not saying it's not within your rights. That's what I'm not saying it's not within your rights. But I'm saying go to court. I'm not saying go don't go to court. Go to court over conversations. Like take for example, Peter Obi came out to say, I won the election and I will prove it. He got to court and he wasn't proving jack. That's my point. If you're going to go to court and prove it, and at least have a, what's the word now? Give yourself a fighting chance. That's it. That's my own. Like, don't waste our time and don't waste everybody's time. That's my own. Thank you very much. Thank you for my TED talk. And still talking about INEC. Anyway, INEC has now registered 2 new political parties, which has now increased the number of registered parties to 21. The INEC chairman, Professor Joash Amokweton, has disclosed the commission during the commission's quarterly consultative meeting with leaders of political parties. I say that there are now 2 new parties: the Democratic Leadership Alliance (DLA) and the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC). I put another D and let's be NDC.
So 171 associations applied.
Oh, they call them associations before they become parties.
Yeah, that applied to become political parties. Of the 171, they were actually whittled down or watered down to I think about 15. Of the 15, only 8 met the next criteria, and of the 8, only 1 qualified, which is the D.
No, there are 2.
Only 1 qualified. That's the DLA. Now, the DLA, I quickly checked them out. They have a functional website and social media presence, and I was impressed. I was like, okay, this is good. I read their manifesto quickly. They're talking about, principles and a movement that it is and everything. So I said, oh, this is a good thing. Shout out to the people behind it, whoever they are, because even when the images of their exco, there are no names attached to it. Now, the other party that made it actually went to court, and the court told INEC to register that. That's the NDC.
Okay.
So that's why there were 2 parties that actually scaled through.
I have a question.
I searched for the NDC's website. I didn't see any. I might be wrong. Maybe I didn't use the right words and terminologies. I will still go check. But 2 new parties. That's what it basically means. 2 new parties. So I'm just saying I was impressed with the DLA's social media and online presence. Okay, so before we move on from that, I thought that there was supposed to be an ADA that was supposed to be registered. The party didn't sail through. It was one of the parties that didn't make it. I think they were part of the 15. I'm not sure if they made it to 8.
Yeah, I think they were.
Then from 8 to then there was 1.
Again, I say, I know that you had pointed it out. We already know that in the Nigerian Constitution, the guidelines, the things that what's the word now? You need to do to register a party. Why, if you are really serious, why not do that to the letter?
That's what we're saying.
If you're not then what are you? Don't waste our time. Don't waste our time.
So many years ago, I had worked on a project, a branding project with some people, some friends, and they were about to register a party, and I was involved in the process of helping them run around. There was so much pressure trying to get things done to beat a deadline. We delivered on our own part of the things that we were told to get and everything. And it showed me how difficult it was. That's why I understood that there's a lot required. But the sad part is some people actually go through all of this and that's it. That's all.
But it means that something is off.
But so with the way the last INEC now cleared up the clean shop and everything was restructured, and we were down to about 19 parties.
So it's basically, if you really want it, do things according to INEC's guidelines. If not,
again, this is a call to people. I know that it's easier to jump on the bandwagon and join the APC, the PDP, the ADC, the Labour Party, and Apuga, and which other popular one? AA is a Showore's party, Accord, all those very popular parties. But it's also important that you shall get involved. That's what I'm trying to say. That they are over half of the registered voters that do not have any affiliations to a party officially is not a good look for us. It shows too much apathy. And if they are going to be deciding your fate, your future, and everything, your fate and your future, and you're not involved in it, you have no right to complain. You have to get involved now. And it's not about joining any of the pop. It could actually be these new parties that were registered today, but take
at least
part.
I think that even joining just any party probably would help you understand better how things work.
Yeah, the reason why I was saying that, I'm not saying they shouldn't join the big parties. I'm saying just get involved. It's time that you actually have a say. People get this. I spoke to one guy one day about voting, and he said, oh, the only reason why he got the voter's card was so that he can use it as an ID card. The only reason why you went to get a voter's card is because you want to use it as ID card to collect money at banks and all of that. Really? And you think that's all? Then you now come out and say this policy is not good.
Anyway, let's move on from that before we leave the matter of elections and politics. The Wike-led faction of the PDP today attended INEC meeting as national executives. Officially, INEC has recognized that part as the national executives of the PDP.
Politics is not for upstarts. It's not for the faint-hearted, and it's not for noisemakers alone, because yes, a lot of politicians are noisemakers. And it's funny how a few hours ago these people were referred to as all sorts of names by people who are supposed to be in the PDP, and those people were not allowed to go to this INEC party. So the people you said you are kicked out of your party are the ones that are representing the party. Where does that leave you? Homeless. Yeah. I didn't mention anybody's name.
Anyway, so basically, we know that there's drama between. I'm waiting for maybe an update from Seyi Makinde, the faction of Seyi Makinde that has something.
Who is that? Who is Seyi Makinde?
The governor of Oyo State.
No, he's a PDP member. Oh, I'm sorry. I forget these things.
Okay, I'm lost.
I forget these things at times.
I'm supposed to know.
I don't know. I didn't mention anybody's name when I was talking earlier. So carry on.
Anyway, talking about Seyi Makinde.
I knew you were going to go there.
I didn't plan to.
You know, if you make a come out face.
No, I cannot come out.
Make you see something like this come out face.
I cannot come out face.
Is it your kiss, or lack of kiss, or kissability?
I don't care. I don't know if anybody saw that video.
Jesus.
That video is ridiculous. There's a ridiculous video. In case you haven't seen it, let me explain to you. So at this dinner that the governor, there are quite a number of states that are 50 years old.
Ogun,
a lot of states are celebrating their 50.
Oyo.
So Oyo's celebratory dinner was going on, and the MC was, I think, talking that I think everybody should thank the governor and blah blah blah. I think everybody was standing, and then
standing ovation. So
the governor and the MC had told the wife of the governor, that's the first lady, to please, on behalf of everybody, kiss the governor and tell the governor thank you.
Chai.
And in front of the camera, Mr.
Chai.
Seyi Makinde decided to carry his face twice. Twice. It's embarrassing. Let's not even go there.
The first lady was doing like this.
He carried his face.
The man was doing like this.
And he did it the second time. Even if you were fighting from the house.
Ah. It's Ella. It's Ella.
Ah, two Ella.
It's Ella. It's very
Two
painful.
Ella.
It's not. No. Which fight are you fighting somebody that you now reach a public
I think
event?
it's ridiculous. I think whatever it is, I think it's ridiculous.
It's not fair now.
If you probably say, "Oh, the man is just shy," no.
Shy, bawo. Pẹ̀lẹ́ o, shine, bobo.
Why for how many years?
See,
let's not do that. Don't do that.
There was one advert back in the day called Daily Need. You know the way with toothpaste, toothpaste advert. Daily Need was so they had this. I won't do it till you've done it. Until you've done it, your daily need. And in this advert, this kind of thing happened.
And they're just not waking up now, so it's not like a.
So the person is just trying to, and you guys are no. So the person now went to go and use Daily Need. Then you now came and said, "Oh wow, oh, that's the last time I saw."
What are you trying to imply?
Nothing. I just said that's the last time I saw it. That's the last time. And that was in the 80s.
Funny thing
what's
is
really
that
going on?
When I started this
it's
matter,
not fair. It's not
for
fair.
people watching or
It's not
even
fair.
listening, when I started this matter,
this apropos matter.
You said the one that will not let it go.
Please
Guess
let it go.
who is expanding it and giving the
Just
example?
let it go, Dolupo,
and
please.
letting it and
No,
rubbing
please
it in.
let it go. Let it go.
Oh wow!
You have to let it go.
And you are still the one talking about it.
Please let it go.
Okay. Are you done?
But
wow! We're still talking about it.
no, we have plenty of things to talk.
Okay, you're done.
You are still listening and watching the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG. We're reaching you from Lagos, Nigeria.
Well, SR is doing a lot of aproko at the moment.
Now you sabi that one. Now you get your mouth.
Anyway,
Sha, whatever you do, Sha, in public, Sha, don't disgrace your better half.
Let's quickly go to the courts quickly.
No, I'm not going to court. Let's go and look at what's happening in court. You won't go to court.
Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, lawyer, has claimed that his principal's trial is political. Sir.
Yeah.
It's not a.
It's a lawyer that is saying this one.
Yes, somebody kuku said it, that is the salary that used to build 70 houses. There's nothing that we will not see. So.
Wait. Is his lawyer that said this?
Yes, nah.
A person that has wig, that we're a registered lawyer in Nigeria. Okay, sir. Let's talk about this political trial. Is the trial, this political trial, is it for his membership of a party? Is it to contest his governorship that he spent 8 years for? Or is it an alleged matter of money we miss? See, Mr. Yahaya Bello, go and look for another lawyer. If you have lawyer that is being sentimental like this,
it will drive you to somewhere you don't want to. It will land you somewhere you don't want to land you.
Yahaya Bello is a very active person, very fit.
White lion.
Meow.
White lion.
Meow. And please, sir, on behalf of everybody, kindly go and get another lawyer, because you're not going to come and tell us it's political. That's not why he's in court.
But by the way,
he's in court over allegations of funds that were diverted and all of that. And what you are supposed to do is to prove his innocence. I'm not saying he's guilty, but you are not saying he's innocent too. You are saying he's political. What's political about how they said you were paying for school fees and doing things from certain accounts that you shouldn't have? All you have to do is prove that you're innocent. So all this talk about political witch hunt or whatever, please leave that for politicians. It's politicians that don't have anything to say that say it's a political witch hunt. It's the work of my the lawyer.
Oh.
The lawyer?
No, it's client.
It's the work of my detractors. It's the opposition that Oga. They said that you were involved and you will prove that you are not with paper.
You are not involved.
With paper.
I just also wanted to say that, sir, I think that it would really be nice to change your nickname. After I went to read a bit about the white lion,
I told you.
It's not a.
And that's why I've always told you, white lion is not. The white lion is actually a weak lion.
It's a rare lion, but
it's weak.
It's not a very
strong.
great It's not a very great name to call yourself. Just wanted to put that out there. Anyway, still talking about the court. The convicted leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has now officially filed a notice of appeal at the Court of Appeal challenging his conviction and multiple life sentences.
Okay.
The man is really serving 5 life sentences. See, this year, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge.
I think when you're in that situation.
But judge, you have 5 life sentences. It's like in this life,
based
you're not going anywhere. After you die, you
based on the facts presented to the court, they would arrive at a decision. I think that in Nnamdi Kanu, people like Nnamdi Kanu should not be arrested. This is what I mean. Like, if you have said all those things, that's proof that you have broken some laws. Okay. So you should never allow them arrest you. You should never, because when you are arrested, this is the kind of judgment you will get. And the reason why you refuse to defend yourself is because you knew that the proof was overwhelming.
Yeah, the man is insisting that his trial is riddled with fundamental legal errors and amounted to a miscarriage of justice. Okay, so
now that it was rendered and brought back and it was taken to court, and after so much delay, he was sentenced. Even when he had a chance to defend himself, he more or less bungled the case. And I'm not saying that. I feel it was deliberate, because you had a chance to actually. We had that list. I was looking forward to the list where you are calling the governor of this place and the governor and the minister of here and that. Then you now came the next day to say, I still look at that. There's no miscarriage of justice there. It's you acting as a lawyer, not doing the right thing, even when the judge was advising you otherwise. And again, they're always being sentimental with their things. The other day, his team was talking about how they couldn't file an appeal from Sokoto. So how did they file this appeal now? You were saying that the court should transfer him to Abuja so he can file an appeal. Now you have gone to Abuja to file an appeal and he's still in Sokoto. So what was that about?
What was the drama about? Yeah.
And these are the things I'm talking about. That all this additional drama that you are doing is just basically playing to the gallery.
I remember going to say that.
He's the breach. Oh, they are suffering him. It's because it's this and that.
Ever thought about how some of these things could even get? I'm not sure you really want to get on the nerves of the judge that is supposed to judge your case. All these things could really get on the man's nerves, and you're like, what kind of nonsense is this? Anyway, we'll definitely be following the matter and see what is going to happen at the appeal court. Before we leave the matter of court cases, the Diezani Madueke's trial is still happening in London, and there's a lot more that is popping up. Now, there's one of the witnesses who was saying that their company literally got bankrupted because of a building that they were trying to help, Blair Rock Construction Limited, that they were trying to help build several properties for Alison Madueke and her family. They're talking about how she did business through a Nigerian man called Kolawole Aluko, and they said that they had to do extensive renovations at 39 Chester Close, North London. They were talking about how there was installation of a residential lift. They said there was the total cost of work on the property was about £2 million. How there was so much that it got to a point they had to withhold one of her deliveries from Harrods for them to get paid for some of the goods. Basically, the man was talking about how they spent quite some amount of money, how even though they were owing them, they still saw how these people she went on to spend lots of money.
So, allegedly, someone stole money. And the person now moved abroad. They decided to renovate a house. There's now owing the people that were giving contract to renovate the house, to the point where the company packed up. What happened to all the money that you allegedly stole? Is it wickedness, or is it that maybe she didn't even steal money? Which one is it? Okay, but all the Harrods equipment that they were buying, no equipment they were talking about.
Equipment, they're all equipment.
Golden bra.
Yeah. You know the funny thing is that I remember that there was a story of the golden bra that everybody after a while they were like, oh, there's nothing like golden diamond bra.
Says who?
No, there were actually reports that there was a diamond bra.
What was it?
But even if there was no diamond,
it was rhinestone.
The amount of money that we're talking about here, diamond or golden bra is the least of the problems. I can tell you that for a fact.
All the golden bras and things, what really happened?
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on quickly from that. It looks like this Epstein files keeps popping up every day. Now they're talking about how he's now also linked to former British Prime Minister Tony Blair.
In what way? What did he do wrong?
Also, they're talking about alleged consultancy sums that were paid to the Prime Minister for some work that they need.
Was it while he was serving as Prime Minister? Or the job he did when he left? Because I know that he does consultancy.
Yeah, but it was basically some lobbying for the work to get him into the UK government. Some very, very not very straightforward conversation. All
right, Mr. Epstein, the gift that keeps
just
giving.
Seemed to have his
fingers
everywhere.
Thousands of files, pictures, videos, emails, majorly emails, a whole lot.
Except I feel that man wanted to really do some people in.
No, at times you keep those things for leverage now. At times you keep those things for power. It's not even necessarily because you want to release it to the authorities. It's maybe you getting to a point where you need something from someone and you say, look, we're trying to get a contract from your country and some people are proving difficult. We think you can help us get it. And you're like, that particular guy is so hard. Oh, really? Okay. But I got this on you, though. That's when you pick your own money and you fly to your country to go speak to the president. President, you see this FC guy? He's a fantastic guy. Give him the job.
It's very interesting. Very interesting.
It's all about power at the end of the day, man.
It definitely is about power. About there's quite a number of conversation, but let's quickly go through sports. First things first. Super Eagles goalkeeper has now been official that he has parted ways with his club in South Africa, Chippa United, by mutual consent.
Yeah, I think he joined them in 2022 or thereabout, and he's had an interesting ride there. Chippa United is not the biggest team in South Africa, but we got to really know a lot about them because Nwabali being a Nigerian was playing there, and they were very proud of him. I remember one AFCON where they were supporting him, regardless of the fact that South Africa was also at that AFCON. So. But something must have gone wrong because it sounds a little bit abrupt.
Very abrupt. Yeah, we didn't hear any gist before that. Still talking about club issues. Nigerian club Kun Khalifat is officially withdrawn from the MPFL. So the first thing we had heard was that Kun Khalifat did not honor their game. I think they were supposed to play away game El Kanemi Warriors. They did not come. We had talked about it here where El Kanemi Warriors was given 3 points and 3 goals, and they had said that MPFL was going to, there would be some sanctions on Kun Khalifa.
There were fines.
And then there were fines. They were fined, I think, about 10 million naira. The next thing we hear now is that Kun Khalifa is saying that due to unfair sanctions, they were pulling out of the MPFL.
That's not right. That's not true. I'm not in their shoes, but I've worked in this system.
That's not good sportsmanship at all.
Yeah, so sometime last year, they actually made a public appeal for funds, asking people to donate and all of that to help them, fulfill their dream of playing in the season, in the MPFL, to finish the season. That speaks to financial, issues that being one of the 4 privately owned football clubs, they didn't have the financial wherewithal.
And so, but why not have this sit down with the MPFL?
So now that you failed to attend the game,
Because now you're crying. They're making it seem like as if the MPFL is being unfair to them.
There are rules. You know. And when this thing was discussed, I think it was last week, I kept on referencing my club, Stationary Stores Football Club, because I remember that I think the previous reason we had even won the league or something like that, we're playing on the continent, and there was a lot of infighting amongst the owners, the children of the owner of the club, and we ended up missing 2 away games. And as at that time, I think we placed 3rd or 2nd on the league. A team that was 2nd or 3rd was still relegated. And that's what would have happened to Cook. I said it last week, like, because we've been there before. And that's what it is, because there are rules. There are rules
to the game.
The rules. And one of the reasons why they don't allow you is because it could tilt the balance or the advantage in favor of some people. For instance, if you fail to go to your game without maybe there was a force majeure or there's some things that are beyond your power. If you fail to go to a game, the club that you didn't go to gets to walk you over and get 3 goals and 3 points. Maybe that's all that club needs to survive relegation.
Well, yeah.
Maybe that's all that club needs to win the league. So it could become an
unfair advantage to other people,
to other clubs, and a disadvantage to some clubs.
Yeah.
So that's why everybody must fulfill their own. And in signing up for the league, you had said you were going to play those 38 games. You understand?
It's very interesting.
Now, I feel for them because I know it's difficult for private individuals to run football clubs, especially in Nigeria, because, you know, merchandising is still way behind. They probably don't even own the stadium that they use, so they need to rent the space for every match day. They need to spend money on the players' welfare.
Yeah, but those
and
things
transportation
are things that
and
you
logistics.
should have put into cognizance. You knew those things were going to happen before the season started. But anyway, we'll see what the MPFL is going to say about this. The MPFL has not come out to respond to this.
My solution to it is Kun Khalifa should withdraw that letter, and now that their matter is national, look for partners that can actually help them fulfill the season.
Yeah.
Look, at a knockdown price, do your share sponsorships, do a lot of awareness. Even now, raise funds, GoFundMe, whatever. Some of us will gladly contribute.
Anyway, talking about rules of the game, Pep Guardiola seems to be angry about an EFL rule that is now making a new player that he signed not going to be available for the Carabao Cup final. So for people that do not know, Manchester City defeated Newcastle yesterday to now set up themselves with Arsenal for the Carabao Cup final. We do definitely know it's going to be a blockbuster. Of course, everybody needs their best people on the team. However, because he had already played for Crystal Palace at the knockout stages of this same competition, he's not allowed to play for Manchester City with the same competition. And apparently, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, there was talks where Pep Guardiola had said that they were going to write to EFL to ask for, but now it's official. EFL they're not changing their rules, meaning that Maguire is not going to be available for that game.
Sorry, Pep, and sorry, City.
What?
I feel very sorry for them.
Yeah, it's obvious.
You know, they just want the only player that would have made a difference cannot play. Even if they just bought him yesterday, it's not fair. Why are they doing this to City?
I think that the man is just.
But you have an entire team.
Wow.
A new player cannot play, and you are crying wolf.
But everybody knows, like what you said before. Before you go into the competition, everybody knows
the rules are there now.
And again, if they bend it for one person, what happens?
They should remove it. That's what you want to be. So
sadly,
just picture one player that had played EFL Cup just before the end of the transfer window in August. Then he goes to one club. Then in January goes to another club. He'd have ended up playing for 3 clubs in one season.
Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of the Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful day ahead.